Okay, good morning. We're at Oxygen and we've got legs. Now, YouTubers, announcement for shows. The Japan Pro is in 3 weeks, and as you guys can see, training twice a day, getting leaner. You're probably putting two and two together. But this week, decided I'm not going to do the show. I was cheeky, I was 6 weeks out, and I was kind of thinking to myself, could I do the show in 6 weeks because I'm getting conditioned quite quickly? And I got to the 3 week mark, and things are there, and I can make it. But at the end of the day, look, it's still a muscle building show, and I just think I would just waste it away too much to do the show. So I really love the composition I've pulled in from this, and I'm going to keep that. As you guys know, I like to stay leaner. It's just good to see the kind of feather in the glutes come through just after 3 weeks of dieting, so I'm going to keep that and not really push food overly hard, because I could always handle the food. I just don't know if it's really, needed. And we are going to smash legs today. And we're going to do quads and hams together, because those double sessions, I was cramping up and everything. And look, it's good. The training was still good. The training's still hard, but now I've got the time. I can set it into a typical leg workout for you guys. Hamstrings first, moving into quads. And then today we're actually going to get a proper cheat meal, because the last cheat meal I had in the last video I had for you guys was a bit of a fib. It was just grilled food, and I only pick and choose what I had to eat. So today I'm going to get a proper meal, because you guys know I don't eat out a lot. But I've got to show you the food that's in Dubai, so why not? Mobility shit to get started. Let's do it. I usually do 2 rounds of this, just opening everything up, feeling good through the hips. Now, as you guys know, coming out of the quad tear, which I keep raving on about, it's scary shit. I had a webinar yesterday with clients talking about, how do you come out of injury, and you're always going to be scared going forward. So I just warm up, go through the warm-ups needed, do as many exercises as I need, do as many sets of the same exercise as I need if I'm feeling good. Like you can see, last workout we did, I kept it pretty basic, but I absolutely killed the workout. So I got time today, because I had a client cancel. I usually PT out of here as well. So got time, take the time, have a really, really good workout. Second warm-up drill. Okay, so warm up done. I always start with hamstrings first on an actual leg workout, as you guys have followed me for a while now through my old workouts at Iron, because simply hamstrings are boring, and after a hard quad session, I'm quite lazy with them. So I'll start off with a single leg curl before we move into some hip extension work. Ladies and gents, warming up, getting into things you guys notice, I'm hitting all rep ranges from 5 reps right through to 20 reps. I don't believe in a rep range. I go to complete an exertion of the set. Reason why: you come in and you hit something for like 5 to 6 reps. I'm going to hit 6 reps. Most of the time you're going to stop on that 6 reps. Like if you look at Jay Cutler train, high volume dude, he doesn't actually count his reps, funny enough, in most of his videos. He likes to just kind of go straight to the end of how he feels, because if you're married to a number, you're probably going to stop on there. And vice versa. You look at Dorian Yates, someone who's low volume, trained like an animal, trained to the utmost failure, focused on that set from start to finish, from reps 1 right through to rep 6, 8 or even 10 on some sets. Now, why I bring this up to you guys is because that intensity is the answer here, not the rep range. So I might have a number that I'm trying to go for in a max set, which for me, I'm happy around that 10 to 12. I like that 10 to 12 range. But if I can blast through it and get 15, I'm gonna go for it. If I'm feeling good and I want to hit a heavy set after that and go even further because there's still more in the tank and I put more weight on the bar and I only hit 6 reps, is the end of the world? No, because from start to finish, I'm seeking that stimulus. I always say that although you have a number, say you want to hit 6 reps, aim for 600 reps. As crazy as it sounds, right? Why do I say that? Is because don't put limits onto your training. That's the biggest thing it comes down to when it comes to pushing in the gym. We're so focused on, oh, science says this, but bro, science also says that. You know, at the end of the day, if you are really into science, okay, you would know you have a hypothesis, something that you're aiming for in theory. But what happens in a practical setting is completely different. So although the studies might show something and the studies might lead towards something, how you feel personally pushing with something to its utmost effort is the key, okay? That's where you guys get so lost in translation when it comes to training, because rep ranges to me are like an indication. There's something that we want to be aiming for, yes. So we know what weight we want to choose. But like sometimes, put on 5 kilos on a bar and you'll fall short, you only get 3 reps. You're like, holy shit, the jump up and that was hectic. Or you put 5 kilos in the bar and you still blast past that 8 to 10, 12 rep range that I like, and I still might get 15. There's nothing wrong with that. What it comes down to is not stopping. We want to be pushing hard at all lengths. With hamstring work, you'll see that I like to not come all the way up because the hip tends to internally rotate, which causes jarring to the lower back. Yeah, we're just trying to get a full range of motion, but we're getting a full range of motion for the muscle. Now, when it comes to the hamstring itself on a leg curl, whether it be single leg curl, lying leg curl, or seated leg curl, you'll notice I'm doing a single leg to start today. I'm locking myself into play, yes, and I like to kind of lean right over because I'm tall enough. So it gives me a bit more lengthening through the hamstring. But I'm not straightening my leg out. One, because I have a hyperextended knee, so I'm quite mobile. It takes pressure off the hamstring. But in general, you shouldn't keep a straight leg. You should just keep about 5 to 10% off the bottom to get a full stretch on the hamstring. And then when I'm coming up and I'm trying to squeeze and drive all the way up, I'm just coming to what the peak contraction of the hamstring is before the hip starts to internally rotate. That's the full range of motion for a hamstring. Man, love that machine. Really can get in, lock in, mix between like an RDL and a hyperextension. I think hyperextension is the best hip extension out of all hamstring movements. It's hard. Good thing about the cable one is you can get to the top and get a bit of a leg curl at the top of it. Just a little bit extra stimulus. Love it. Okay, quads. Single leg press is my new favorite for quads. I've said this 100 times now if you guys follow me. Absolutely love it. Can really get in, hit high reps on this one because I'm too strong for it. Now, probably ask why I don't do the plated one. I like the horizontal movement when I'm doing a single leg. I like leg press on the 45 for bilateral. That's just me personally. There's really no difference. It's just still a pressing movement, but that's just mentally I feel better doing it. So I put the bands on for this to give some added resistance at the top. Here, 15, 20 reps. Really slow, really hard. Just the feel through my quads is just amazing. Probably better isolated for me than even so set up next, hit hacks. Do I believe in sight enhancements? Yeah, I do. I don't have any kind of proof behind it as far as scientifically, but I think that anything you're putting into a muscle is going to be staying there even if it's a bloodstream and goes in circles around the body. It's going to be still situated in that targeted area if you were to go train it afterwards. So if it was like sight enhancement, just putting into your shoulders, for example, would they grow? No, but I think if you were training shoulders or chest or back or something like that afterwards, it would redirect the blood back into the muscle, and the nutrients, carbohydrates, amino acids and everything else we're doing. So when it comes to your gear or PEDs or peptides, I think we'll do the same thing. That's my take on it. Prove me wrong. More than happy to be proven wrong. That's just my bro science, Sam Pierce feel. So don't come at me if you do have a scientific route behind it. But that's just my personal thing that I do. I still think that wherever you put it in the body will still hit the bloodstream and active just as effective. But as far as building up a site, I think it would have its course. Maybe an extra 1 or 2%. We're done. Legs, workout. This gimbal's going to die as well. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get my cheat meal in for you guys. By the time I shower and get out of here, have something to eat, I'm going to be running out of battery. And my body's going to run out of battery too. That was a hard session, man. We'll see how we go, eh? Try to find a charger or something, put this on. How nice this place, eh? Okay, I'll be back.